One introduction, how with a big star he made me out. They always say nice things about you. They always say, you may have seen him on TV. You may have seen him on TV. You may have seen him on TV. Tell me the truth, the show of hands. How many people here ever saw me on TV? Raise your hands. Not many, huh? How many people never saw me on TV? Raise your hands. How many people don't much give a damn? Raise your hands. How many people think it's stupid to raise your hands? Raise your hands. Listen, over here, don't raise your hand. You got a hole in your shirt. I can see from here. Anyway, let me introduce myself. For those of you who never see me, my name is Tommy Moore. They call me the Professor of Fun because I go over the country teaching people how important it is to have fun. And it's good to be here for the seniors because I know you seniors know how to have fun. Am I right? Yeah. God bless the seniors because you keep afternoon entertainment alive. You know that, don't you? Because my mother is one of you. My mother's 87 years old. She comes to every one of these affairs. Every luncheon, every bruncheon, every dinner theater, every bus trip, every one. She comes back with two things. Senior citizen stories and sweet and low. Nobody in my family's bought sweet and low in the last 20 years. But she tells me the senior citizen stories and I tell them to you because they're terrific stories because you're terrific people. Like the story about the guy 80 years old. Guy 80 years old standing in the middle of the road. He sees his friend. He says, come here. Friend comes over. He says, can you see it? Friend said, what? He said, you can't see it. Friend said, no, what? He said, hearing aid, $2,000. State of the art, the best one they make. With this hearing aid, I can hear everything clear as a bell. I can hear birds flying in the sky. I can hear wind rustling through the leaves. I can hear the grass grow. $2,000, you can't hear it. I hear everything clear as a bell. This friend said, really? What kind is it? He said, 645. You're great seniors. Like the story, thank you. Like the story of a married couple, 85. They're going to bed, the wife is being cranky. She says to her husband, before you come to bed, make sure you brush your teeth. Well, he goes in the bathroom, comes back 5 minutes later. She said, did you brush your teeth? He said, yeah, and I brushed yours too. You're great, seniors. Like the story of the two guys, 85. 80-year-old guy says to the 85-year-old guy, breaks my heart. I can't go golfing anymore. 85-year-old guy said, why not? He said, my eyesight is shot. I hit the ball. I can't see where it goes. 85-year-old guy said, I got 5 years on you, but my eyesight is perfect, 20/20, I could help you out. He said, how? He said, we go out as a team. You hit the ball, I see where it goes, I'll tell you where it went. He said, you would do that for me? Yeah. So the next day they go out, two guys, 80-85. 80-year-old guy tees off, hits the ball, says to the 85-year-old guy, did you see it? 85-year-old guy says, I saw it. 80-year-old guy says, where did it go? 85-year-old guy says, I forget. You're great, seniors. So it's good to be here. I almost didn't make it here. I got lost. Thank God I saw a little kid in a corner. I said, little kid in a corner, come here, I'm lost. I said, do you know where Delaney House is? He said, no. I said, do you know where the country inns and suites are? He said, no. I said, do you know where Holyoke is? He said, no. I said, you don't know much, do you? He said, I ain't lost, moron. They'll make you crazy, little kids. Like the story of a little kid selling cookies on the corner. He's got a sign that says cookies 25 cents. Well-dressed businessman, suit and tie, walks by, sees the sign, picks a quarter out, puts it in the kid's cup, doesn't take a cookie. Next day walks by, puts another quarter in a cup, doesn't take a cookie. Every day for a year, puts a quarter in a kid's cup, never takes a cookie. One day a little kid looks up and says, "Mister, I want to ask you a question." Man says, "I know what you want to ask me. You want to know why every day I put a quarter in your cup, never take a cookie?" Kid said, "No, I want to know, are you going to be here on Monday?" Man said, "Yeah, why?" Kid said, "Because starting Monday, cookies are 35 cents. They'll make you crazy, little kids. Like a little kid in the 3rd grade classroom, he's got his hand up. He's got to go to the bathroom. Teacher knows this. She figures she'll make him wait. She'll teach him some patience. He's there 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Finally, he puts down his hand. Now the teacher feels bad, maybe I should have acknowledged it. She points at the back of the room and said, "Johnny, did you have your hand up a minute ago?" He said, "Yes, teacher." She said, "Did you have to go to the bathroom?" He said, "Yes, teacher." She said, "Well, you can go now." He said, "I don't have to." She said, "What?" He said, "I don't have to." She said, "Why?" He said, "I opened up my geography book. I went in the ocean." She's explaining to him, look at this. It's a joke, and that's the number one way to have fun. Tell a joke. You tell somebody a joke, they tell you a joke back, the world is a better place. You can tell any kind of joke. You can even tell ethnic jokes. As long as you tell the ethnic jokes where the ethnic guys are not smart. I'm going to prove to you. I'm going to tell you a joke that's got every ethnic group in it. Every ethnic group comes out smart. You can tell it tomorrow. Watch. Story about the Irish priest coming out of St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. He sees 3 little kids playing in the front. There's a little Italian kid, there's a little black kid, there's a little Jewish kid. Irish priest says, "I'm going to have to ask you 3 little fellas to leave, but before I do, I'm going to play a game with you. I'm going to ask you a question, and there's going to be a prize. Whoever gives me the best answer is going to win $1. He said, "Here's the question, who was the greatest man that ever lived?" He said, "Little Italian kid, who was the greatest man that ever lived?" Little Italian kid said, "I think the greatest man that ever lived was Christopher Columbus." He said, "That's a very good answer. Let's see what the other little fellas have to say." He said, "Little black kid, who was the greatest man that ever lived?" Little black kid said, "I think the greatest man that ever lived was Martin Luther King Jr." He said, "That's a very good answer. Let's see what the other little fella has to say." He said, "Little Jewish kid, who was the greatest man that ever lived?" Little Jewish kid said, "I think the greatest man that ever lived was St. Patrick." Well, in front of St. Patrick's Cathedral, he's an Irish priest. He said, "I got to give you the $1. With that, he walks away. 2 little kids look at the little Jewish kid. Said, "Of all people to say St. Patrick, you?" Little Jewish kid said, "To tell you the truth, I was thinking Moses, but business is business." See, you can tell all the ethnic jokes. And let me tell you, I'm a very ethnic guy. My name is Tommy Moore. I got an Irish name. I'm half Jewish, half Italian. What do you want from me, all right? I come from a very ethnic neighborhood. I know one thing. Whatever it is you want, you be proud. Because you have no control over it. Your mother and your father got together, you dropped out. You know what I mean? Sorry if I spit on you here. But if you got me anything half Jewish, half Italian, it's pretty good. Because no matter what I want in life, half my family gets me wholesale. The other half can get from me hot. Either way, I don't pay full price, you know what I mean? But I can do all the ethnic jokes, so we start with half my people, Italian people. Let me hear, where's the Italian people? Hey, let's hear from the Italian people. Yeah, applaud the Italian people. Yeah, applaud the Italian people. Wonderful people, Italian people. Much maligned. They always say bad things about us. They always say mafia. What's a mafia? It's a few guys got together try to show people how to do things right. You know what I mean? What do? We run a couple of numbers. You know who the real organized criminals are in this country? Those Enron guys, huh? Did you see? Billions they stole. Billions. And I hope you notice in all Enron there was not one Italian. Not one Italian. And if there would have been no witnesses. We would have sold enough concrete, you would have thought construction was on the uprise. So Italian joke, story about the Italian woman comes down from upstairs. She says, "Louis, I want you to know that I know about women is living. Women is living. Women is living. And from now on, you're not going to take advantage of me. From now on, you wanted me to cook, you're going to pay. You wanted me to clean, you're going to pay. And you want to make love, you're going to pay. And I got rates. You want to make love on the floor, it's going to cost you $0.25. You want to make love on the couch, it's going to cost you 50 cents. And you want to make love on the bed, it's going to cost you $1. He said, all right, I'm going to be sport, here's $1. She said, you want to make love on the bed? He said, no, 4 times on the floor. Smart people, ethnic people. Well, the story of the Italian guy wants to go to nudist colony. There's no nudist colony around. He figures I'm smart, I know what I'll do. I'll go down to the beach 5 o'clock in the morning. There won't be nobody there. I'll take off all my clothes. I'll commune with nature. So that's what he does 5 o'clock in the morning, goes down the beach, takes off all his clothes, puts them in a pile. He's walking around nice and nice. All of a sudden, here come 2 old Italian ladies. They're taking their morning walk. They're walking with their canes. He's too far away from his clothes. He doesn't know what to do. He figures, I'll bury myself. So he buries himself. Unfortunately, you don't bury everything. Part is exposed. Do we know which part? This area knows which part. Here come the 2 old Italian ladies walking with their canes. They look at it. They see it. They walk around it. Then one old Italian lady hits the damn thing with her cane. The other woman said, what do you do that for? She said, when I was young, I couldn't find it. Now they're growing wide. Smart people. Or the story of 2 Italian guys, Mario and Louis. Mario and Louis, Sunday morning in church, they're sitting in the pew, up in the choir loft. There's a woman there. She got arthritis in both hands. Now, she got the biggest bazooms you ever saw. She slips on some water, falls out of the choir loft, almost falls to her death. Luckily, her heel catches on the chandelier. Saves her life. But she's hanging up there. Everything is exposed. You could see tutti quanti, you know what I mean? The priest thinks quick, he goes over the pulpit, he says, anybody who's a little copies are going to be striker blinded. Anybody who's a little copies are going to be striker blinded. Mario said, Louis, what are you going to do? He said, I don't know about you, I'm going to take a chance in one eye. Smart people, ethnic people. Now, the Jewish people, any Jewish people here? No, what is it, coverage wars? I don't know. No, Jewish people, let's hear for the Jewish people. Wonderful people, Jewish people, smartest people in the world, like the story about the Jewish guy. Jewish guy calls up the interior decorator. He says, I want you to decorate my whole house. I want you to decorate it the Jewish way. Decorator says, I know a lot of kind of ways. I know French provincial. I know Danish modern. I never heard of the Jewish way. Guy says, I only want to decorate the Jewish way. Decorator said, I'm embarrassed to say, I don't know the Jewish way. But I'll make you a deal. If you show me the Jewish way, I'll do it half price. Guy said, that's the Jewish way. Smart people. And the women are getting smart too. Like the story about the Jewish woman goes to the cemetery. She's looking for her husband's plot. She can't find him. She goes to the front office. She said, I can't find my husband's plot. They said, what's his name? We'll look it up in the file. She said, his name is Murray Goldfarb. They look it up, Goldfarb. They said, we don't have a Murray Goldfarb. We got a Becky Goldfarb. She said, that's him. Everything's in my name. Nah. Smart people. Now, where's the Irish Irish people. Let's say, where's the Irish people? And you're still above the table. God bless you. Huh? Let's hear for the Irish people. Applaud the Irish people. Wonderful people, Irish people. So the story about the Irish woman coming back from Europe. She goes through customs. Customs official said, do you have anything to declare? She said, what would I be declaring? He said, do you have any booze, any whiskey, any liquor? She said, absolutely not. They said, we have to ask you to open up your bags anyway. They opened up the bags, there's 3 bottles there. Customs official said, what would that be? She said, that's holy water. He said, well, I got to taste it anyway. He opens it up, he said, madam, that's 100% Irish whiskey. She said, saints be praised, another miracle. Oh, the story of the Irish nuns. Irish nuns driving down the street at the wheel. There's a nun, must be 90 years old. She's got on big, thick glasses. She's going 7 miles an hour. Policeman pulls her over. He said, sister, I can see you're up in the years, and I can see you got on thick glasses, but you got to do the speed limit. She said, I am doing the speed limit. I always do the speed limit. It's a rule to do the speed limit, and I always do it. She said, there it is, right on the sign, speed limit, 7 miles an hour. He said, no, sister, that's Route 7. Route 7. She said, oh, man, I said, isn't what it used to be. With that, the policeman looks in the back. There's 2 nuns back there shivering, shaking like a leaf saying the rosary. Policeman says, sisters, what's wrong? They say, you don't understand. We just got off I-95. Oh, the story of 2 nuns. 2 nuns get free tickets to the baseball game. They're sitting in the bleachers. They're sitting down. There's 2 guys behind them. The nuns got on the big nun headgear. 2 guys behind them can't see around the headgear. They figure they'll needle them. One guy says to the other, you know, we should have gone to the football game. There's less Catholics there. Well, the nuns don't say anything. A few minutes later, he said, no, we should have gone to the basketball game. There's even fewer Catholics there. Well, the nuns don't say anything. He said, no, we should have gone to the tennis tournament. There's hardly any Catholics there. And with that, one nun turned around and said, why don't you go to hell? There's no Catholics there. Smart people, active people. So it's good to be here around active people. And you know what I'm talking about, because I go everywhere. Some places they don't know what I'm talking about. I was down south, Windsor, North Carolina. You ever been there? Don't go there. Smallest town on the face of the earth. The Howard Johnson surprise flavor of the week was vanilla. The head of the mafia was a Filipino. They had to close the zoo. The duck died. You know what I mean? They didn't know what to make of me. I talk too fast to them. You ever go down south? They're so slow. They're like, hi, good to see you. Nice to have you here. That's why they lost the Civil War to South. They were in the back saying, she, the cannon, Leroy. By the time they had the damn thing loaded, the North was in the next town over. They didn't know what to make of me. They said, you Italian? I said, yeah, half. They said, we love your food. We love that chicken cacchiatore. And the legumes with the clam sauce. And the veal parmigiani. I said, wait a minute. I figured there's no Italians, there's a Jewish guy here, something. I said, anybody here ever hear of a bagel? A guy in the back raised his hand. He said, a bagel? Ain't that a dog? So I got the hell out of there. From there I went to Louisville, Kentucky. I've been in Louisville. Don't go there. They made a complete fool out of me in Louisville. I'm sitting in a restaurant with my manager. We're having lunch. He said, what do you think of Louisville? I said, it's terrific. But down here you got to say Louisville, because that's what they say, Louisville. He said, no, it's Louisville. I said, no, trust me, it's Louisville. He said, it's Louisville. I said, I'll prove it to you. I called over a waitress. I said, honey, do me a favor. Could you pronounce where it is we are right now? And could you say it real slow? And she bent over the table and said, Burger King. So I got the hell out of there. From there to Miami Beach, you ever been in Miami? Don't go there. It's all old people there. I'm talking old. I see your seniors. They would call you Sonny. These people were old. I think once you're the average age, your audience was deceased. You don't put a glass of water down and come back, there's teeth in it. I think once you know there was a prostate convention right up front, it's hard to make people laugh when they can't pee. You know what I mean? But they're great, the real seniors. Because you don't give them anything, they give it right back to you. Oh yeah? Like the story about President Bush in a senior citizen rehabilitation hospital in Miami. He walks up to one woman, 102 years old. He taps her on the shoulder. He said, excuse me, ma'am, but do you know who I am? She said, no, but if you go to the front desk, there's a nurse there. They'll tell you. And there is no such thing as age anymore because they have Viagra now. And so the story about the man, 90 years old, he's a millionaire. 90 years old, he marries a girl 21. He's 90, she's 21, but he's got Viagra. They got a deal on the honeymoon night. He stays in one room, she stays in the other room. If he feels romantic, he can come and knock on the door. Well, he's 90, she's 21, but he's got Viagra. 9 o'clock, he comes over, knocks on the door. They're romantic. 10 o'clock, he comes back again, knocks on the door again. They're romantic again. 11 o'clock, he comes back, knocks on the door again. She says, I don't believe a man your age could be that romantic that many times in one night. He says, was I here before? So I got the hell out of there. From there to Poconos, you ever been to Poconos? Don't go there. It's all for newlyweds, the Poconos. They got things for the newlyweds, I don't believe, in the rooms. Things for the mirror over the bed, jacuzzi in the bathtub. Mirror over the bed. Mirror over the bed. Mirror over the bed. Scared the hell out of me. I looked up, I thought it was a naked skydiver coming down. And everything is backwards in the mirror. Your left hand, your right hand, your right hand, your left hand. It took me 20 minutes to realize I had my hand on my own backside. And jacuzzi in the bathtub. You know, but that makes bubbles. My wife went to run the tub. I walked in, I saw bubbling cauldron. I said, honey, I think it made the water a little too hot. You know what I mean? That's good if we're going to have lobster. She said, no, there's a jacuzzi in there. I said, well, get the hell out of there. I want to take it back. I don't know about jacuzzi. I come from poor. We were 3 kids in my family. We took a bath all together. The only thing I don't know about bubbles in the bathtub. If you go in the bathtub, and around one kid there's bubbles, you swim away from that kid. But I take my life wherever I go. Went down south, took it there, went to California, took it there, came over here, took it here. You know why? Because when I leave home, she goes shopping. My wife is one of the great shoppers of all time. You have shoppers here? Yeah, oh yeah. My wife will buy anything. We took her to a store that sold unfinished furniture. They sold her a tree. She don't care. She puts it on credit cards. Don't laugh. Last month, the crook stole my wife's MasterCard. So far, I didn't call it in. Because so far, the crook is spending less than she was. But that's what it's all about, spending. Right? And I want you to know right up front, I don't do any white jokes. Because I'm married 20 years, I know one thing, God bless the wives. We need you, husbands. We wouldn't know what to do without you, am I right? And you know why that is, guys? Because after you're married 15, 20 years, they suck the brain out of your head. Married men, back me up on this. When you were single, you could get dressed by yourself. When you were single, you went in the room, you put on a shirt, you put on a pants, you came out, you were dressed. Now you get married, you go in the same room, you put on a shirt, you put on a pants, you come out, she says, "You're wearing that?" You may be right, she don't care, she's trying to confuse you. It's ruled by confusion. She don't ever want you to make another decision as long as you live. That's why you see a guy married 50 years, you ask him, "What's your name?" He says, "Wait a minute." And so the story about the married guy. Married guy dies, goes to heaven. In heaven there's two signs. In front of each sign there's a line. One sign says, "For men who have been dominated by their wives all their life." In front of that sign there's a line a mile long. The other side of the sign says, "For men who have dominated their wives all their life." In front of that sign there's one schnooky guy. Standing all alone. Angel comes over to him. Says, "You sure you're in the right place?" Guy says, "I don't know. My wife told me to stand here." And so the wife stops. So what? It keeps the economy going. Thank God. No, that's why they got commercials on TV to get you to spend your money. You know that, don't you? They got a commercial for every party on bond. They start over here with "Guilt They Sug You." Ring around the collar. You ever see that? Where the kids are in the yard singing, "Ring around the collar, ring around the collar." And the husband always looks at the wife and says, "Why can't you get my collars clean?" Just once I'd like to see her say to him, "Why don't you wash your neck?" They got all those commercials, and then the kids want everything they see. They want everything they see on the commercials. So there's a story about the two little kids. Two little boys, 5 and 3. Two little boys, 5 and 3, walk into the drugstore, walk up to the druggist. The 5-year-old speaks. He says, "Mr. Druggist man, I would like some Tampax." Druggist said, "What?" He said, "I would like some Tampax." Druggist said, "Who they for, your mother?" He said, "No, they're for my brother." Druggist said, "How old's your brother?" He said, "He's 3. Druggist said, "What's he going to do with it?" Kid said, "I don't know, but we saw on TV, if you got Tampax, you could swim, ride a bike." You know how to do none of that now. See, you thought it was going to be dirty, didn't you? Don't worry. I'm never dirty. All right. Okay, I got you warmed up. Now that's the number one way to have fun. Tell a joke. Number 2 way to have fun, have a hobby. Now it's time for my favorite part of my show. This is the audience participation part of my show. This is where we get involved. Here's how we do it. First we bring up a guy, then we bring up a girl, then we get everybody in the whole place involved.